did not abuse my partner.
I can kick you the out of here for what the you've done to me. You've destroyed me.
I've never even had a thought of harming her, like, once in my life.
Okay.
I've never put a finger near her. Like, when I get very angry or even excited or just anything, like, I get very loud. Like,
Yeah, I've done that before too. It's not healthy.
I use my voice and the volume of it to really express it. So, like, when I'm upset because of something, you know, and I start getting really loud about it.
That's scary. I've been in situations where, like, I have a problem with, I'm older. The way I learned to deal with my anger is to not deal with it. So I've had interactions with, like, exes where they've done things that were, like, and I've heard it before, and it like made me upset at first, but now I think I understand it. Is that, like, I remember I had an ex who would take my money all the time, and we were a lot of money in debt, like over tens of, like, almost, I think like $20,000 in debt. She would take my money and she would go get herself like fast food, and I would be like, listen, you got to stop. We're in a lot of debt, blah blah blah. And then that would happen again and again and again and again, and then I would snap and I would start screaming, like, I'm not proud of this. And one of the things that they said was like, oh, I didn't think you really cared because the way that you express yourself, and that is like something that took me a long time to understand. Is that, like, I express myself at like an anger level like 5% or 10%. I could be 5% angry, I express like a 5%. I could be 10% angry, I express a 5%. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90% anger, I express a 5%. 95, I escalate and I get really angry. And so, like, that's my problem, but it's still really scary, and that's not something I understood from the other person, because even when I was that angry, I've never hit anybody, but it's hard to understand, especially I'm a guy and I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4", like, how scary that is. And so it's like, that's something that takes a while to come to an understanding of, like, that's a scary thing, and I'm not proud of myself. I'm not happy with myself, even if I had justifiers to be angry. I didn't have justifiers to express my anger like that. But the way that he's talking about it is like, yeah, when I get angry, I express myself through yelling. Okay, that's not really valid. It's one of those things where you should be looking back at this event and being like, yeah, that was like really shitty, but so far you're kind of defending the way that you've expressed yourself.
Like, that basically was her biggest fear, because she had trauma with yelling.
Yeah, yelling can be scary. Yelling isn't necessarily just yelling. Yelling, especially from a big intimidating guy, or I'm assuming he was bigger, especially somebody who we've seen have like these manic episodes, somebody who's admittedly an alcoholic or some kind of an addict to something. That's fucking scary. It's not just yelling. It's yelling, and people, even if you don't think you're going to do anything, and even if you're not going to do anything, it's yelling with the other person not knowing. That's scary. This is something you need to understand, I think, especially as a man.